take the chance of, helping CAF to come out of this crisis of getting the host for the Cup of Nations. We told you we're expecting our man Toyin Ibitoye on the line from Abuja. You'll be talking to us. There was a meeting today, and then the NFF, remember, it's a new NFF board, and then there's also an interim. So that's just Super Eagles crew, and our man Toyin Ibitoye is the new media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. That gives us joy. Toyin joins us now from Abuja. Toyin, good evening and welcome to Sports Tonight.
Excellent, it was a pleasure. I'm very happy to be here, and I'm happy to be rendering service from this side.
Okay, Toyin, we only know that the meeting went down today in Abuja. What's the latest? What went down?
Yeah, it was a meeting that was called by the coach, Achieveable, and it involved everybody that is involved now with the Super Eagles. After meeting, of course, with the Secretary General of the Nigerian Football Federation, Musa Amadu, and the Director of Technical, Emmanuel Lepeme, Coach Achieveable, and the other coaches. Sat down, and it was a very long meeting. Of course, what they did actually was to study the technical reports of the Super Eagles games, the last two games of the Super Eagles, the game away in Khartoum and the game that was played in Abuja last week. They sat down to look at the technical reports, review the performances of the Eagles and the players, and to sit down to draw a roadmap on how they will prosecute the two games against Congo and, of course, the game against Abuja in Uyo. And everything went well. The coaches were expecting them now to continue to deliberate and come up with the players that will prosecute those games and find a way to get Nigeria back on track for the Nations Cup in Morocco next January.
So tell me, I know Coach Achieveable, you can call him a specialist in qualifying Nigeria for competitions, but this is a peculiar case. How is the caretaker coach taking this new challenge of ensuring that Nigeria qualifies for the 2015 African Cup of Nations?
Well, Austin, the task is a very challenging one, and Coach Achieveable, let me tell you the words he used exactly. It says this assignment is a very tricky assignment, and it's challenging, but not impossible. Those are the words that he used. It says ordinarily, coaches are always afraid of coming on for assignments like this on interim basis because it is high risk assignments that could damage their own reputation. But it says that when Nigeria calls, it's difficult for you to say no. It talks about how hard he worked to ensure that what happened with the last technical crew didn't happen, how much they worked behind the scenes to keep pushing on the job, and how eventually it didn't work out the way they planned. So it's a difficult assignment, but it says it's a challenge that he hopes he will be able to rise up to and give Nigerians what they need. And from what he said, you know that this is a man that wants to get on the job to deliver. He's someone on the fact that if we can give 100%, everybody, the coaches and the players, it's a mission that they can achieve. Going to Congo and then coming to Uyo to finish it up with South Africa.
So finally, tell me, describe the mood at this meeting, this new NFF board. Do you think they can bring reforms to Nigerian football?
I think they can. And of course, if I'm expecting that they're going to be having a perfect board, that would be a statement of defeat. But I think there is a will to do things differently, to focus on grassroots football development, youth football development, a will to really drive corporate Nigeria in the supporting our football. On Friday, for example, I was there, Secretary General of the Football Federation, planning with other members of the management on the plan for the new board to come to Lagos have a meeting with corporate Nigeria and try to get the issue of funding off the ground, because we all know how key it will be for you to be independent, for you to be able to get your own funds, not depending on government. And I think they've got it off. They've made the ground running. And it's now left for us to see how much of support these people will get from corporate Nigeria to be able to drive their process and drive their programs.
It's been a long time coming. We're waiting for that change. Nigerians are also waiting. Thank you so much, Tony, for speaking to us. And hurry up and get back to your primary constituency. Okay, that's it. Our man, Tony Ibitoye, has spoken to us live from Abuja. He's the new media officer of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, giving us an update of all that the new NFF board are trying to do to ensure that football in this country shines again. So let me quickly get to you. That word, tricky. Caretaker coach Amadou Shuaibu says this is a tricky task. And he says we should be moderate to our expectations. Explain that to me.
What is there to explain? It is tricky. You're defending champions of Africa. You are third in a group that comprises of South Africa, Congo, and Sudan. Your qualification hopes for Morocco 2015 and defending a title you won last year is hanging by the skin of your teeth.
I think what Lee's definition is moderate.
Well,
how moderate can you be?
It is a tricky assignment. Because I said all this yesterday. The house itself is deeply divided. That's among the players. There are factions. There are guerrilla splinter groups. It's a mess. It's an entire mess, and there's so much that the coach has to do. And we said it very clearly yesterday. I said it very clearly yesterday. All Congo and South Africa just need to do are 2 consecutive draws.
That's it.
Just 2 consecutive draws
against Nigeria.
Just 2 consecutive draws, and they are through. It's very easy to draw than it is to win. The likes of Jose Mourinho have shown us what you can do. Just pack 2 BRT buses, maybe a train, and probably build a brick wall, and you're through. So it is a tricky assignment. Nigeria has to go to Congo and win. The last time we won in Congo was through a Rashidi Yekini free kick in 1993, decades ago. And we don't have Rashidi Yekini anymore.
Let me get you talking for caretaker coach Amadou Shuaibu. Is this a win-or-win situation for him? I mean, he's on his own. He said, hey, come, rescue us. And the man is saying, be moderate. This is tricky.
Moderate is the word I don't like to hear at this point. It's a difficult situation, I accept. But moderate what? I mean, it's going to be a disaster if we don't qualify. We should qualify. It's not his fault.
It's not a disaster.
Yeah. An excuse.
It's not a disaster.
No.
We did not go to the Nations Cup in 2012.
It was. I
don't remember anybody jumping off
It was a disaster then. It will be a disaster now.
And we were not African champions then.
Look, you see, what I'm saying is that you got into this, you knew the situation. It's tricky, I accept. But telling us to be moderate, I don't want to hear that. Because.
So what should he tell you? It's impossible to qualify?
Yeah, because if you
just come out and say, look, it's impossible to qualify. We're just going to play 2 games.
You see, Austin, there is no way in between. It's either we qualify
or we don't.
So if you're saying moderate, where's the middle ground? So if you're telling me to be moderate in my expectations
the middle ground could be, I'll win the remaining 2 games, but if you don't qualify,
if you win, you qualify.
There are no guarantees.
No,
you just get on 10 points, and you probably go through as probably the 3rd best qualifier, possibly. Possibly.
The word moderate touches a part of me that I don't like. I don't want to.
South Africa is already on 8. Congo is on 7.
I don't want to.
Nigeria is on 4.
Yeah.
If you took this job with the pressure and everything, I mean, just don't tell me to be moderate in my expectations. Because
you guys run to him. He's like a savior.
He was sitting quiet.
Come and help us salvage this situation. We are struggling and all of that. And
what I'm saying is, I'm not saying I want to be lied to, but I'm not saying I want to be lied.
You want to be lied to,
but
you are one of those people who like to tell you that.
He didn't say he's not going to win. He didn't say Nigeria will not qualify. He just said be moderate with your expectation, because you understand.
If you said be moderate,
every Nigerian
play down on your expectations.
Very true.
So that's what I'm saying. And what is your expectation?
Truly,
that we should qualify.
I'm a Nigerian.
If you say I should play that, you're telling me that you may not qualify. So when it happens, please don't blame
I reiterate the fact that if Nigeria does not qualify, it is not a disaster.
Yeah.
Nobody will die. Okay. We just have this erroneous impression that football is the be-all and end-all. If we don't qualify, will you not wake up tomorrow morning and come to work?
Yeah.
Will the sun
leave the salt taste in your mouth, though?
Yes, but life will go on.
Life will go on. So okay, that's it. We're just trying to talk about Nigeria's chances of qualifying for the 2015 African Cup of Nations. And remember, we don't know where that championship will take place. So much drama coming out of African football. But let's talk about the part that makes us smile, and yes, of course, I'm smiling. Women's football in this country doing